Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us for the PHNX Suns pregame show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you know whenever we are live. I'm Lindsay Smith, here with Saul Bookman, Gerald Bourget, and Espo. And you guys, tonight, the Phoenix Suns and the Cleveland Cavaliers will face off to round out this Suns road trip. The question is, can they get a win? The answer is maybe.
No, I think the answer is probably not.
The solution, switching up the starting lineup.
Apparently.
That's what we're going with, right? Yeah? No?
Yeah, they're going to give it the old they're going to give it the old college try, I guess.
Who are they starting, Gerald?
So, they are starting Landry Shamet in Devin Booker's place, and they are also starting Dario Saric in Torrey Craig's place. So,
yeah.
A couple of changes here today.
Where's the camera? Hey, Monty.
Oh no.
Stop trying to make Saric a thing.
Oh, no.
Saric isn't a thing. It's over.
I don't know. I mean, Torrey Craig's been struggling a little bit lately, and
So start Ish.
Ish isn't marriage material. We went over this.
Not marriage, but he does. So I will say, because I know people want to see more Dwayne Washington Jr., more Ish Wainwright, and I get it because they actually do warrant minutes at this point. They also have a games played limit as two-way players. They can only play 50 games. So I'm not sure if that's part of it. There's no incentive to playing them if they're only going to play like 2 minutes, because then you take a game away and you're not even giving them minutes. But
if you're
that might be part of it.
No. Because when Cam Johnson and Devin Booker come back, those guys aren't going to get any run. So that's what you're waiting for. That's when you don't play them.
Yeah, you need it right now.
You need them right now. Well, I mean, if you're not going to use them, if you have 50 games, what's the point of having them on the team if you're not going to use them when you absolutely need somebody to drop a bucket? And I'm sorry, if you play any minute, right, that counts as a game, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So waiting until the fourth motherfucking quarter, Monty, ain't going to cut it either.
Yeah, no, I agree with that part. I will say that the starting lineup with Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, Mikal Bridges, Torrey Craig, and Deandre Ayton has a negative 49 net rating in 8 games together. So that might be part of what has prompted this switch.
It's not going to get any better with Dario. Everybody wants to tell me he's a center. He's a 5. And now Monty's like, no, he's a 4. We can play him there. And
He's too old for that at this point.
It ain't working.
It's a matter of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, because what's working, what they're doing right now isn't working. I don't think Dario's going to make that much of a difference. I would rather see Ish in that spot, but I am okay with them changing things up based on the numbers, especially because since the start of December, they have the worst point differential in the first quarters. They need to find a way to get off to better starts.
At the end of the day, Gerald, you're still throwing shit. So
And it smells.
how far is it going to get you?
That's a roster flaw. That's not a Monty flaw.
Look,
I have the Suns losing tonight on our picks.
Mm-hmm.
But I just know they're going to win
There,
It'd be hilarious if they did.
Wait, why are you feeling this now?
I just have a gut feeling that they're going to fucking turn it around tonight. And
Because Dario's in the starting lineup?
No,
That's what did it for you?
No.
Come on,
Watch
just
what'll happen.
play
Shamet is
along.
also in the starting
Play
lineup. So,
along.
yeah.
Landry will have 35. Sarge will have a triple-double. You and I both will look awful, and they'll get the win.
You guys, listen. I will fucking tempt the basketball gods all I want. Landry is not dropping 35.
Let's go,
Ever
Landry.
as a Sun.
Let's go,
Oh.
Landry.
We're going to need to clip that after this episode, Emma, just to have that on deck, just in case.
Ever.
Eli in the chat said, Sarge is to Espo what Shamet is to Saul.
Is that true?
No, I mean, Dario's...
No.
There's a difference here. Landry Shamet is a relatively healthy young man.
Mm-hmm.
Dario Saric is a broke down old guy at this point. Like, there's a difference.
No.
He's coming off of 2 freaking knee surgeries and being out after a year
He's
and a
not
half.
broken down. He's recovered.
No, he's broken down.
No, you know who's broken down? Chris Paul.
Oh,
Aw.
God. This is
So
just
is this just
slander
an
hour.
episode where we're just throwing shade
No.
everywhere?
I said the Suns are going to win.
Is
What
that
more
what's
do you want?
happening?
My biggest concern with
Oh
Dario
my
is
God.
on the defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know that he's going to be able to keep up, and
I feel
that's problematic.
You know,
When you fall in a hole in the first quarter so much lately, I don't think that Dario Saric is the answer to help you offensively or defensively in that.
he lost some weight, And that was actually more of a detriment than it was helpful because he used to have that bubble butt that just guys out of the way, but he doesn't have that anymore. So now it's gone.
Yeah,
The juice is gone.
This will be interesting. I know. I think part of it again is. I'm sorry, moving past.
We are out of control.
Bubble butt comments. But I will say, like, this Cavs team has that supersized front lineup because Evan Mobley will play today. So again, I think the Suns are making a mistake as far as trying to match size with size instead of just trying to do what they do and go small. And honestly, you wouldn't lose that much size. You'd lose length with Ish Wainwright, but the dude's strong as hell. So I don't know. I would rather start him, but I get going to a dual big lineup and I get changing up what hasn't been working lately.
And Phoebo, the man one in the chat, says, Espo, if you want to critic players, learn something about them. Dario never played 5 until he came here. Yeah, but I've been told for the last 3 years he's been here that Dario Saric is a center. He's not a power forward. So I'm operating based off of that.
Right.
And the fact that now you're trying to shoehorn him in as a power forward after this group has said, no, he's a center, is my problem with it.
Right. And he is a 5 now because he doesn't have the quickness to be a 4 anymore. He doesn't have that agility, and he's a small ball center, but yeah, he's a 5.
Well, this will be interesting. That's all I know.
That's all I know.
That's all I know.
That should just be a clip we play over and over.
Yeah. Well, should be interesting.
All right, let's look at who's actually going to play in tonight's game. On the Sun side of things, the injury report did get smaller, but unfortunately, 2 very valuable players still remain on it, in Cam Johnson and Devin Booker. On the Cavs side of things, Darius Garland is doubtful. Gerald, do we have an update on him? You said Evan Mobley, who was questionable, is available?
Yeah, Evan Mobley is available. I haven't seen anything on Garland yet, but we'll see.
All right. And then, of course, Ricky Rubio is out. Dean Wade is out. And Dylan Windler is also out.
Oh, Garland will not play tonight.
Play tonight. Okay, yeah. There we go. It's kind of sad. I feel bad for everyone who's been clamoring over Ricky Rubio on Suns Twitter over the last month and a half. You don't even get to see Ricky play tonight.
His beautiful
what a bummer.
Beard and that flowing hair.
That was me throwing shade, so I'm just being a brat.
I was like, really?
I'm being a brat.
I was like, I have no desire to watch Ricky Rubio play.
No, because everyone's been talking about how much they miss Ricky Rubio.
He's
how they would love to trade Chris Paul for Ricky Rubio at this point.
It's just the most annoying thing ever.
I loved Ricky Rubio just as much as the next guy. He was a fantastic player here in Phoenix. He was also a fantastic person, but he's not going to fix things.
Look, he was, after being lost in the desert and finding some dirty water and you drink it, you're thirsty enough to enjoy it, right? They had no point guard for 5 years, and Ricky Rubio showed up and you're like, that looks serviceable. He's amazing. That's what it was for Phoenix fans.
Yeah, I think he was fine here. He wasn't the savior that people pegged him to be, or even as a free agency target when we were talking about him. It was more, we need a campaign upgrade. We need a serviceable backup point guard. But yeah, I'm more concerned about stopping Donovan Mitchell from scoring 80 points tonight. That's my biggest concern.
He wasn't the savior. Was that a point guard joke?
Oh.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, though.
Gerald does it so often, he doesn't even know when he's doing it anymore, you guys.
He just flows right through the puns.
All right. That's going to be a big one, Gerald. Obviously, like we all know, 71 points the other night against the Bulls. What's the game plan? What should we be expecting from the Suns tonight?
Hopefully a lot of Mikal Bridges on him, and hopefully not too many switches. And he got a lot. If you watch the highlights against the Bulls, he got a lot of stuff going to the basket. They could not keep him from getting to the rim. So they're going to have to find a way to clog up that paint against him, force him to be a jump shooter. Mitchell has been posting great shooting numbers this season. But this one could be tough because we've seen the way that Phoenix has defended over this last month with or without Booker. It's gotten even worse without Booker. So this was a game that you really hoped that Booker would be here for, because these two seem to like playing against each other. They like guarding each other. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, and you get them twice in a week, basically, here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me this is a guy who got a lot of his points by driving the basket, getting free throws. Yeah, I'm really worried now.
Yeah.
In terms of that, that's been an Achilles heel as of late.
So. We've been hard on Mikal. because he hasn't really done anything consistent on the offensive side. But here's a game where he can make an impact on the defensive side. I would like to see it. I would like to see dominant Mikal Bridges on the defensive side and make it hard for Donovan Mitchell to be able to do what he's comfortable doing out there, which he clearly was able to do last game. So let's go.
I mean, this is a Cleveland team where it's not a one-man show, though. I mean, even if you shut down Donovan Mitchell, you're going to have some problems here. Still, this is going to take a full team effort on the defensive end to really keep you in this and give you a chance. And it's going to take a whole hell of a lot more heart and hustle than they showed you on Monday in New York. If you come out like that, you might as well just pack up and head home after that first quarter and get back to Phoenix early.
Yeah, this is not the night to mess around and find out if you can dig yourself out of a hole. Like, this is absolutely not that night. James Jones was on Arizona Sports today, and he had talked about that too. Like, he specifically brought up the fact that it is incredibly hard to dig yourself out of a hole when you get down by as many points as the Suns have done pretty consistently, at least over this road trip, if not before the road trip even started. Because now you're not even trying to like go toe to toe with a team. You have to outscore a team consistently for the rest of the game, and that's difficult, especially when it's a team like the Cavs who have a very, very high-powered offensive threat over there.
Right, and he gets more high-powered when Darius Garland is out. Like, Garland's obviously a great player. They're not going to reach their ceiling without him. But it's interesting because in the 30 games that Garland has played, they're 16-14. In the 8 that he has not, they're 8-0. So that's not a great sign if you're a Suns team that's facing this team without Garland and now has to stop a guy that just dropped 71. You're hoping that maybe he just has an off night because he exerted all of his buckets the other night.
Please have used all your scoring power the other night.
Chris in the chat said, I just want to see 3/4 of a team effort at this point, which is sad.
Yeah.
Like, we're just asking for a little bit. We're not even full. Like,
something, please.
Yeah, you don't even have to go like full on. You don't have to give us all the effort. Just a smidge.
They got to make shots. They have to make shots because their effort was there at the start of the Knicks game the other day, and they got demoralized when the shots didn't fall, and then the effort fell off because of that. Like, bring the effort, make some shots, and stay in a game because I'm tired of seeing this team fall behind so early, so quick, and then never be able to dig their way back out of it.
I don't understand why it's feast or famine where everybody shoots poorly when it happens, as if it's some contagious thing with this team where one guy gets it and everybody is in shot and safety protocol after that, you know?
They've gotten used to Booker bailing them out with his high scoring first quarters. They've gotten used to him kind of taking over stretches, and they need to use this time to realize, like, okay, if we're not making shots, someone has to step up and start digging us back into this game.
So we have a super chat for you. This one's from Jeff. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to read it. Okay.
Yeah, it's for you.
This season is really testing my feels. It's even worse seeing KD balling out. Makes me wonder if we truly had a shot at him. P.S. Saul, should we tank for Umar Ballo? Bear down. No. I love Umar, but no.
You don't want another U of A big?
I spell leave.
Was that right in the field?
Lauri Markkinen is awesome this year.
I take, that's what I'll take, sure.
That one hit close to home.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we were actually close on KD or not?
Fuck if I know.
Well, what's your gut tell you?
I say yes.
Yeah?
I would say yes, just because of the fact that he wanted to come here. But if any of the things that we've been hearing, I don't know at what point they knew that something was going to happen with the ownership situation, but I don't know if they were ever truly close, because every report we heard was either the Nets aren't interested in what the Suns have to offer, or the Suns aren't offering Mikal. There was
which looks like a giant
miss right now.
Dumbass mistake.
If that's the case, yes.
Well, hey, I would say 50% of the fan base agreed with that too. Like, no, you can't.
I mean, literally, I feel like we all agreed with that too.
5 Mikals right now for KD.
We all said we would have traded Mikal if we had to for
that.
KD.
It wouldn't have been our first
We all
offer,
said
but
that.
we would put him in there.
Okay, maybe I'm only remembering the first part of it. It was a while ago.
He definitely was on the table.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that we were ever actually in on it. I think a conversation was had, And I think KD mentioned that he wanted to play for the Suns, but I don't think it ever moved past like preliminary conversations.
Why can't
Personally,
you just let us have this?
I don't think the Nets ever intended to trade him.
yeah.
They never seemed to, and it always seemed like they were on a collision course to get Steve Nash fired. Was what that really? It felt like a power play for that in a lot of ways.
Well, I would agree with that to a certain degree. Like, I don't think the Nets were ever. I don't think the Nets themselves wanted to trade him. I agree with that. However, I do feel like in this day and age of superstars forcing their way out of situations, that was our hope from the very beginning. I mean, I had said multiple times, KD can drop the bomb and say, I'm not playing for the Nets this year, and then that ends the discussion, and you got to trade him. But he never did that, and then this is where we're at.
Right. And if he didn't hit that nuclear button, it was never going to happen, especially because we heard that the Nets weren't interested in DA. And then your trade package is centered around McHale and Cam Johnson and picks. And it's a good offer, but not enough to convince them to eject that whole experiment. And it's looking like a smart decision now that they fired Steve Nash and went to Jacques Vaughn, and they've won like 12 games in a row.
Their second choice, Jacques Vaughn.
Yeah.
Espo, what are the Suns rocking tonight on the court?
Oh, they are rocking the City Edition, the beautiful turquoise. Yeah, I made a 180 on that. I don't know what the hell Cleveland's wearing in their City Edition. It says
the land.
I get the land part, but the look of it, trash.
What?
Not into that?
I love
Trash
it.
ass.
I don't
Why?
mind
You
it.
didn't wait. Listen,
Trash.
I'm not taking Espo uniform advice because you hated the turquoise before you saw the whole thing.
Saul usually doesn't give a shit about this. Oh my god.
Because that looks
Look at
fire.
that.
That looks
No,
fire.
it doesn't. It looks like it should be set on fire.
Oh, boy.
You should be set on fire.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Now you get out.
That's
escalated.
aggressive.
That's a little aggressive.
Wow. Bro.
I don't like white jerseys, so I'm kind of with Espo on this one. But as far as like what it says and the designs or outside of the white, I don't hate that.
Oh, I love the land. Like, I love the term the land.
I like the way that they worked the old school kind of
Yeah.
Cavaliers basket into the A part of it. Like, I don't mind it.
Okay, so I'm really surprised that the Suns have worn the City Edition 3 times on this road trip because they're only wearing it like, 10 times total all season. I know they have the court to go with it, so why would they use a handful of just the few times they're wearing it and not be at home with the court?
Because they didn't want to watch the other jerseys.
Don't hold me to it, but I think they wear it 10 times at home and the 3 times on the road. That they wore
So it's not
this
total.
trip. No.
Okay.
And they wore it on Christmas night, right?
Yeah.
So they wanted to show them off on
Damn.
Christmas.
Tracy coming with the heat.
Well,
Espo needed time to warm up to the turquoise, just like I needed time to warm up to him.
you know,
Damn.
I knew her for, what was it, 9 years
you should
before we
probably know
started
that.
dating?
Okay.
Yeah, I wore her down, much like the turquoise wore me down over time. It showed up enough where I finally went, okay, I'm used to it now.
Espo, you played a 9-year game?
Oh, yeah.
That's a long game.
I
That's
got-
persistent.
I got that
It
good
paid
game,
off.
though.
Oh yeah, it paid off, but I
I
don't have
outkicked
that
my
kind of
coverage.
patience.
I mean, I got much better than I deserved simply by playing the patience game.
So what you're saying is we need to be patient with the Suns.
Well, I mean, we have. It's been 54 years since I won a
It's been
title.
54
shakes her
years.
head like, what the fuck are you talking about, Lindsay?
We've been
I'm trying
very
to get us
patient.
back on track to talking about basketball and not Espo's relationship.
Oh.
Sorry if that wasn't
Do we want
apparent.
to take bets on my relationship too? I think the DraftKings Sportsbook app has the odds on it.
Speaking of bets,
Tracy, log off. Log off, Tracy.
speaking of bets,
Lord have mercy.
speaking of
Who
bets,
you guys got by how much?
I got me another 12
This
months
is the
before I
first.
annoyed
Oh,
Tracy.
God.
Yeah, 2
This is
months.
the first.
No.
Yeah, we've all picked
We've
the
all picked
opposing
against the
team. I
Suns
got
today.
Cavs by 8.
Damn, this is a tragedy. I got the
Yeah.
Suns by 10. Or Cavs by 10.
I got the
sorry.
Cavs by
Cavs by
9.
5. Maybe. This is the first time all season all of us have picked the opponent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Suns are going to
It
win.
may be the first
Saul,
time
you
in
might be
show
right.
history.
I told you.
Suns are gonna
I feel like
win.
the Suns are going to win now.
Let's go. There we go. It's official.
Okay, if it were that easy that all we had to do was all pick against
But
the
we
Suns,
didn't know.
then
We
we're
didn't
gonna
know.
if they, no matter what we feel, if they win tonight, we got to pick.
From now on.
From now on, everybody pick the
You
opponent.
really
Like
think I'm gonna
reverse
do
jinx
that?
it.
Hell no, you would not participate.
I would not.
We would force Saul. We would just change his
I
pick
go
on the
with what I
graphic.
feel.
What does DraftKings think of tonight's game? How are they feeling?
Oh, they've
They
got
don't like the Suns
Oh,
either.
this
Cavs by
move.
5.
This
It
move.
was 5.5 at one point, I'm pretty sure.
And it moved in the Suns' favor? Damn. Okay.
Wow.
So it's bouncing all around. But
Hmm.
last I saw, I think 19% of the money was on the Suns. So nobody feeling particularly confident.
Aussie Suns fans pod, you are incorrect. He says, think you all picked the Grizz when we smashed them.
So,
I was TBD.
yep.
Well,
Right?
still counts.
Because I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Everyone here picked against the Suns, so it's still like in theory the same idea.
You were DNP, did not
DNP,
pick.
sorry, yeah. Not
Yeah.
TBD. I was trying to think. I was like, wait.
Saul will pick after the game's over.
Yeah.
He's going to
I
think
had the
about it.
Suns the whole time.
All right. What are you guys putting money on the DraftKings Sportsbook app tonight?
I got Campaign. Gonna score at least 9.5 points. Just give me 10, Campaign. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
Okay, it's a plus 100.
Mhm.
Okay, Espo, how you feeling tonight?
So I have DA to score over 18.5 points, but it's at just so you're aware, plus 115. I'm not going to get rich on this. I didn't go crazy. It's plus 115.
It says plus 450.
well,
yeah,
that's
well,
incorrect. That's why
I'm-
he said it's plus
Yeah,
115.
I'm looking at the betting slip right now. It's plus 115 in our chat.
Jesus,
It's,
Emma, how did you get that?
I'm not
that
trying. I'm
way
not
far off?
knocking on Emma. That there was a lot going on today. I just wanted to be. I'm being honest here because I don't want to get more money than I deserve in our contest.
So I'm rolling with DA under 0.5 blocks again
She's
tonight because
sticking with
this
what
worked
works.
really well for
Just-
me the other night.
Just
It's at a plus 105.
milking that cow.
You know what? If it
Just
works,
milking
it
that
works. That's all I'm saying. So
Don't
we're gonna
stop
see
that.
if we can.
I was hoping she wasn't going to come back to us.
Oh, I was going to do this
until
until she
after
could
he had put his
We're just
hands
milking
down.
that cow
I think
right
she
into that
waited as
field.
long as she possibly could.
It's not as if we had a one shot on Lindsay. Everybody saw it.
I mean, is there something wrong with this?
No, you're just
You're
milking
just-
it. That's
You're a
all.
creature of
Is,
habit.
is
It's
the
fine.
goal not to win?
It's to win.
I hope he gets a fucking block in
I-
the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I'm just trying to understand why you were giving me so much grief
I'm not giving you
about
grief.
my bet.
I just said you're milking it. That's
Okay,
all. It
well-
worked once. You're going to do it again.
He
He's
has-
probably going to keep doing it until he doesn't do it.
That's right.
I
Because
know.
why wouldn't you?
He has failed to register a block in 4 of his last 6 games.
So why wouldn't you? I'm just saying. And if he does, well then great. I would love for DA to have a block.
May the
So,
odds be in your favor.
Win-win no matter what. But let's look at the leaderboard since now we're keeping track. In the year of 2023, Saul minus 10, Espo minus 10, Lindsay plus 22.
It's been one day.
Thank
Calm
you,
down.
DA.
You got
under
one
blocks.
bet right all year,
Yes,
and it just
that's
happened to
right.
be this one.
And I'm going to continue to ride it until it doesn't help at all anymore.
Don't you worry. You'll have 12 at the end of the night. So.
We'll see. We'll see.
The rules are we are betting $10 on this bet, and that we're keeping a track of the winnings.
We are. If you guys want to get in on the action on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, be sure to download the app and make sure you sign up with the code PHNX because when you use that code, you can place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. That is code PHNX only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Okay, so our final little segment here on the pregame show is, are we getting spoiled? So we talked about Donovan Mitchell's 71-point game. We have seen so many great performances this season already across the league, right?
Mhm.
Devin's had 50-point performances, Luka and his 60-plus, Giannis, Donovan Mitchell, you name it. We're starting to see these more often.
Mhm.
Is there ever a point in time where it becomes so normal that it's not even that mind-blowing anymore, that the game starts to shift or we just get bored by performances like this?
I mean, there has been a rash of these 50-plus point games, more than I can ever recall.
Yeah.
So it probably gets a little watered down in your own mind for a little bit, but it's still awesome to watch. Like, 71 is 71, and you just don't see that every single day. And I know it's happened a couple times in the last couple years, but it's still awesome to see.
I think it's more a testament to the talent that this league has and how it's never been more talented, how every star has, or every team almost has a legitimate star or a star in the making, a young player. So do I feel spoiled? No, I feel I deserve this. I've been waiting for this.
I deserve this.
I think we are in one of the deepest talent pools we've seen in the league in a while. And when you add that in with the 3-point revolution, the way refs are calling games for superstars, not named Devin Booker, right now. And then I think there's been somewhat of defensive lapses this season. I mean, Phoenix is one of the case in points in that. You mix it all together, and yeah, you're going to see a lot of them. But we're not seeing it. This isn't Tony Delk dropping 50 out of nowhere for the Suns in the early 2000s. These are big name guys who are great at scoring doing this. So I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it.
Klay Thompson. I mean, Klay Thompson had over 50 the other night, and it was just like, oh, well, that's awesome. Here's a team that we thought we were just going to write off, and they were just going to fade into the sunset off their championship. Mm-hmm. And now the fucking Warriors are coming right back to where they were, minus Steph Curry. How about that? Lose a superstar, everybody else steps up. See how that works there, Suns? Let's make that happen, huh?
And I will push back on the notion that, like, the NBA, because you always hear this about the NBA, they don't play defense or whatever. No. I would argue, not saying that you were saying that, but I would argue that defenses work harder than they ever have because of how hard it is to guard guys, because everybody can shoot now, everybody can dribble, and defensive concepts are a lot more nuanced and complex than they were, back when teams operated out of the post or whatever, or in the mid-range. So I just think that's how talented the level of offense is in the NBA now.
So but with that, what I'm saying is does that at some point in time get old?
No.
Not in the near future, but if we continue to where it's like every single team has a guy who every other night drops 50 plus, does that just become the norm and it's not really this like massive feat anymore?
We're not there though.
Yeah, if it becomes the norm, that's one thing, but I don't think we're even close to that yet. Like these performances, we're still looking at them like, holy shit, like so-and-so dropped this much, or like, I don't think we're close to that yet.
So what I heard Gerald say is Michael Jordan's trash because he didn't play against this hard of defenses. Gerald, that's a bold claim to make.
I'm saying if Michael Jordan played in the league today, he might average 40 points a game.
This is true.
Yeah.
Honestly, he might. He averaged 37 one season in the league with those defenses. Like, oh my God.
Tracy, I don't know what the fuck you want from me.
What's happening?
Earmuffs, Ro.
Oh my God.
You know what this show's all about, and you know how I roll.
She knows the word. She's heard it at home. It's fine.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
You guys reading bedtime stories with the F word in it?
Go the fuck to sleep. Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Okay.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Bye, Ro. We'll see you later. Enjoy your night. Thank you all for tuning in.
This fucking wolf came out of nowhere.
Please come back and join us in the post game. Hopefully, I will be able to reel them in before then.
Why is Christopher
if
Walken
not,
reading
I don't know
that?
what to tell you. Okay, bye.
PHNX. Hey yo, my lifestyle is retro. Tell the Phoenix Metro. Megas in control and he ain't never gonna let go. PHNX though. Lindsey Gerald S.